Welcome to my lovely IHP community and 5D Collective. This one is going to be where I'm reading to you. I won't show you the cards for today, might show them to you tomorrow, but if you want, you can check out the community pages, although I didn't take a picture of the clear image of the cards. They're the archetypes. But since there's a bit of a time crunch on this, I'm going to get through our messages, and then throughout the week I'll do something more with this in mind again. And follow us on Fanbase if you want to have those practical video exercises to overcome self-doubt and fear by living mindfully, spiritually, and share ventral vagal energy. The link is again in the community on YouTube, Instagram. So for practical videos and exercises, they will be rolling out throughout the year. They will provide you with inner growth mindset, mindfulness, and mindset practices and skills to use so that you can overcome self-doubt and handle change without fear or bad stress. The 5D Collective of mystics and people overcome self-doubt and fear by living mindfully, spiritually, and they share the ventral vagal energy. Now, the practices are something that you can do because you have an internally securely attached to your 1-year-old, 3-year-old, your child parts. I'm going to read to you some, again, if you're new, just bear with me. I'm choosing a new style and a new method right now, but I do talk about the importance of therapy, and that's not me. I'm not the therapist, obviously you know that. So the archetypes, I'm using those lovely archetypes and cards, and you know what, actually, otherwise it doesn't give you the full view of it. The archetypes of existence, we have the destroyer, we have the sustainer, and then we also have the creator. And so again, we'll have another episode where I read to you from the book as well, as we've been doing. Okay, and you get to be the playful because you know how to put bilateral and vertical integration into place because you have healthy boundaries. Okay, you have a whole inner world, and that's either with a therapist that you're working with or because you're able to do emotional stuff because you are in the now. You know how to use your prefrontal and to be in the state of awareness, maximum certainty, while with kind intention and going with the flow. So you're not a Zen master as laundry, okay? So the archetypes of existence, the destroyer, sustainer, and creator, work in tandem when presented to you in life and relationships. You remember my facade friend? Well, the destroyer came to him when he came back around. Remember I told you that his soon-to-be wife left him, his business failed miserably, and he was in the shithole. And that's the part of what it was, an opportunity for him to make some choices and to expand, okay? Now, the choices you make when these arise, these moments of archetypes of existence, will unfold to opportunities that can involve, but are not limited to, self-expansion, personal development, increased vitality and aliveness, and monetary increase and financial sustainability. The archetypes of existence come to you without revealing any tangible certainty of how to choose or how to know if your choices will produce a successful outcome. Like my friend, okay? For people and mystics with self-doubt, these archetypes of existence that come with day-to-day life, major life events, tower moments, and relationships are not maximized. And the reason for the missed maximization is that self-doubt comes with an insecure inner self, which creates fear and bad stress because it uses a mind, brain, body that is in a reactive threat, nervous system response, and modulated embodiment. Though lacking self-awareness, accountability, and regulation, desire, and skills, and having people like that fancy lady tell you that, stay like that, because she's not informed on all the attachment trauma information like I am and anybody else who is a mindfulness, mindset, and mindset practitioner, a Reiki practitioner, an Akashic record reader, a spiritual human being who chose, I support self-help, personal development, even before talking about the mystic stuff. It's to support you to live a fulfilling life. So the inner growth mindset, the basics, is still what it was. Dealing with the unknowns, uncertainties, unwanted from an open heart while going with the flow. I just know now that the people can access it need to have a good relationship inside here. And that there is bad stress and then there's good stress. And I get to do good stress even when I'm frazzled because I'm a mindfully living and loving and spiritually living and loving person who's being herself. So I don't have shame. If I get frustrated with myself, that can be considered shame, but I know how to be the grown-up version of me. I'm a functional inner child adult. And so, with that being said, in fact, we talked about emotionally mature women and men don't want their counterpart to tend to their needs like a baby. Don't baby me. No, no, no. You better get the fuck away from me if you're going to try and baby me. You and I talk, and you actually help me to figure out how to be better. And you put up with the mood, yeah, a little bit, but not really, because I'm not going to bring the mood to you in a way of making it your no. I'm going to tell you, I'm just so frustrated right now with myself. I'm so angry with something. It's called from a ventral vagal energy state. It's a different than the whiners like the Zen master who doesn't know how to do it because he does temporal junction. He doesn't have an inner securely attached self. The only reason you'd whine about life is because you don't know how to handle your prefrontal. It takes your choosing. I chose because it was easy for me. That's where Robert Sapolsky, come on in. Life, all of it. God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. I never looked back and said, oh my God, I was given such a hard life. There was nothing hard. I don't understand. Anytime I hear hard, it's people who don't know how to do emotions. My friend, he was given an opportunity. He did not rise up to the occasion because of, I don't want to be any more different than I already am, Maria, as his clairs were opening up. And that's the moment I said, you don't have to do anything. And did he get what? Yes, he got eventually that which he needs to sustain life and be happy in stagnation, but he's happy and that's all that matters. And he does have a one. Yes, a one, not the one. He gave up on his dreams. And that's what I know, which is why he's happy. I'm happy for my friend, but he could have done more. He chose not to because he didn't go to a therapist to get his teenager healed, and a lot of other people don't. So they are living their karma and not their dharma, which is why it's not a bad thing. And we all can produce karma, but at the same time, those of us who are bilaterally, vertically, all over integrated, again, we're living that dharma because we can witness, process, and let go of emotions because it's not a big deal. We're using the prefrontal. It's a physiological process that you become resilient in thanks to your ventral vagal state, that ventral energy, and continuing to be a restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, regulating person. So it gets easier. The more you do it, the more it's easy. As my mind, brain, and body are mine with my whole self. So the people who instead do reactive, they don't know. They don't apply the inner growth mindset, mindfulness practices, and mindset skills with self-awareness and accountability, and the choice of ventral vagal state regulation and restorative embodiment. Instead, when you do choose that, you work through the fear and the doubt and you anchor in ventral consistently. And through that, you lead yourself to eventually have it be second nature when moments of life and relationships take you by surprise. In fact, for healthy adult life and relationships one-to-one mentorship, you can email me, and to sign up for future masterclass and spiritual retreats and potentially workshops, maybe one or the other, but just that's a sign-up sheet. You don't have to subscribe, but you write me and I write down your name and stuff like that. Let me see for a minute though. There's a longer version that I had that I wanted to talk to you about. And let's see if it's here. Yes, here it is. Okay, so as I said, in those moments that you get surprised, if you apply the practices, you get to, in time, have a second nature, your own restorative embodiment approach to life. Doesn't mean you don't have moments of, again, upset. It's just, it's eustress instead of distress, because you know how to be mindfully in the moment, breathing, noticing, not crapping on yourself too much, not crapping. It's neutrality and duality. That's the way. And in fact, the only way is if you have self-compassion and patience. The more you can get irritated with yourself, and I know all about it, people who want to bond, they have the desire to be supported. So they're going to be looking for the people who can give them that support. Okay, so vagal toning, non-reactivity, and a restorative embodiment life is a choice you can make when you have a whole self and all your child and or self parts. They're uncharged and asleep, and you're leading your own sense of self with your higher self, mind, heart, body, that relationship, okay? And remember, Maria uses her words, okay? So I'm pseudoscience lady, woo-woo lady, but I learned from the smart ones. You can always ask me questions. If this is not the case, meaning you don't have a whole self, uncharged parts, then you're pursuing getting yourself to have earned inner secure attachment with a good therapist who is suggesting to you to apply and learn an inner growth mindset, mindfulness and mindset practices to accompany, though, your trauma healing journey, because they find that it will support you and be beneficial. We have that avoidance. She quits therapy and she doesn't do the exercises. She could have continued therapy and continued by making exercises part of her process. She doesn't want it. People are fucked up. No, bullshit statement, but that's her choice. So she's going to follow those who talk to you about staying in your modulated embodiment and your dysregulated threat response. That's about it. So we don't make anyone have to be their self mindfully or spiritually, but for us, it means navigating the unexpected, unknowns, and uncertainties of life and relationships from within while going with the flow, thanks to the integration of our brain and stuff, embodied brain. And therefore, we navigate our everyday with good stress in time, which is called eustress. Dr. Daniel Siegel informed me of this one. So this also allows an increase in vitality and bliss and an enriching mental, emotional, and physical intelligence state. Because again, you're accessing your full capacity. It's amazing. It gets fun. And, at the end of the day, it's by being able to put practices in the forefront, which is why Fanbase has given me the opportunity to provide you with practical videos that I will be rolling out with once we have a good number of subscribers. So if you're interested, again, it's $4.99 a month if I remember correctly, and you can head on over to the community page, click the link, and set up. It's monthly. You can subscribe and unsubscribe. And with that, I think that's about it for what came. This part for the archetypes. So living and loving mindfully and spiritually as yourself is one of the biggest gifts that you deserve to have, because you deserve to live a life that is fulfilling and vibrant emotionally, mentally, and physically. And it's also a gift you share with others, with your loved ones, with your community, with the world, because you're able to live a life that is anchored in the ventral, which means that you will be of great support to them when the unknowns, uncertainties, and unexpected moments of life and relationships take place, like I was for my friend. Okay, and so when the three archetypes of existence come, it's our herd that supports us, but the ventral vagal state supports us to be at ease. So the destroyer, sustainer, and creator, they make their way into anyone's life and or playing out even in the world, which is ever changing. The 5D collective of mystics and people, we are ready to share the ventral vagal energy thanks to living and loving mindfully and or spiritually the way that I talked to you about, but also mentor you about, and the exercises will help you to do. And thanks to that, you get to be of service to mystics and people who welcome the ventral vagal state's cues of safety. The ones who reject it, on the other hand, they won't receive it. They'll be reactive, but there's nothing we need to do about it because they just won't acquire that state for themselves. So in all cases, the frequency and energy is being embodied in a state of love, safety, and security for ourselves, for our community, and the world. And that's the part of us sharing what is the birthright of every human, and understanding if they don't want it, though, they don't have to welcome it. So we don't have to do anything. But the 5D collective is in the state of consciousness and frequency. So I'm using the word, and I'll keep using it because it's a collective of people who have and desire to live mindfully, spiritually, whether they come with sciences, spirituality, or Jesus or God, wherever the background is, doesn't matter. The point is that you are wanting to love and be safe and secure and have a good time, and you understand forgiveness and unconditional love and to use the mind. So again, inner child asleep, you got a higher self, or you're working with that, and you have the bilateral and vertical integration, and you get to be yourself. And we get to enjoy infinite higher human conscious potential experiences, relationships, healing trauma, seriously being the healthy self-worth, self-soothing, and self-aware, accountable, and empowered actual couples versus the ones who are, I'm happy they find each other, but gosh, you can tune into the other episode. It's really ridiculous to see somebody saying, they're going to cater to my every need, buy me a diamond, I don't have to work, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and I'm thinking, what the heck? And then I'm like, leave it alone. God told you, leave it alone. But tune on in if you want to that one. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by.